So how to win using the secrets of mindfulness. In this video, we'll discuss how to win over people, business, finances, and even in your own health using mindfulness, and why you should do this today, starting right now.
Manifestation Mojo, to live the life of your dreams.
So first of all, what is mindfulness? And I've got a Google screenshot here, and this is what, let's just say, a Google search says about mindfulness. It's a noun. It says, 1, the quality or state of being conscious or aware of something. Their mindfulness of the wider cinematic tradition. Number 2 here, a mental state achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment while calmly acknowledging and accepting one's feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations, used as a therapeutic technique. Now, people here also ask, what exactly is mindfulness? Here we go from the screenshot. What exactly is mindfulness? Mindfulness is a type of meditation in which you focus on being intensely aware of what you're sensing and feeling in the moment, without interpretation or judgment. Practicing mindfulness involves breathing methods, guided imagery, and other practices to relax the body and mind to help reduce its stress. So, how do you actually win using mindfulness? Okay, so let's just start with people. And I have a best friend of mine, and when we get together, known each other for 20, 30 years, and whenever we get together, he always is talking about the family problems and, this and that, this person said that, this is doing that, and, I'm really upset, they're stupid, etc., etc. And in the past, before I knew mindfulness, I would always try and give my opinion. And you know what they say about people with opinions, it's just like whole, and everyone has one. So after practicing mindfulness and after, bouncing these ideas or whatever, these stories, bringing them home to my wife and all that, she tells me, hey, you should worry about your own problems. And believe me, I have my fair share. So when my friend would talk to me and tell me about all these different things, and I have learned to consciously be aware of myself. I've been aware consciously of myself and how I react or how I respond, and that started with listening. So I would listen to him, and I saw this pattern of all the same things over and over, and it was just like a broken record. And so using this mindfulness with people is instead of telling them what I thought or my answers or my opinion, I would say, I understand. And then I'd ask them, so how does that make you feel? Or how would you respond? Or how did you respond? Or how would you like to respond? And so going back to the definition here, it is it's what I am sensing and what I'm feeling in the moment. I am sensing that I want to give my advice. I am feeling that I know the answer for him and I want to give it to him. So I stop, I pause, because I'm aware of, I've become aware that I want to tell him something. I've become aware that I want to give him my opinion, that it's my ego to share with him that I have the answer and that he doesn't. Because what I see him doing after meditating, after practicing mindfulness and meditation and all this other kind of stuff in manifestation, I understand and I see more than I used to. So how can you use this with people? The first thing is use it with yourself, and stop and think. When someone tells you something, when someone asks you a question, stop and pause for a few seconds and re-ask that question in your mind and come up with 1, 2, or 3 different ways you can answer it. You can have the knee-jerk reaction and defend yourself, or you can agree with them, hey, yeah, you're right, or you can just say, look, I understand. And with this understand, It brings a whole nother open door to it. So how to use mindfulness in business. I owned a t-shirt shop way back, and I did this for about 20 years. And at the end of my business, being in business, because I sold off so I could make videos and work at home with my family, take care of my son. But with this t-shirt shop, I get phone calls all the time, and there would be the similar question always, like how much and how fast. And I've learned to deal with that, because using mindfulness, again, going back to the Google's thing here, is how do I feel in the moment when someone asks how much? And this happens at all the stores, and I even do it. But when someone would ask me how much, it's kind of like, oh, okay, now they want to be cheap. They're looking for the cheapest price. And I understood that, and I would take that pause and I would evaluate, okay, what are they actually looking for? And I would ask them, so what's important to you? And in business, it's usually, fast, cheap, or quality. So you can give them the choice of those things. If you're having, what's important to you? Is this for your business? Is this for a personal thing? And then it gets them to talk a little bit more, and we think together, and I start to understand, and I pause. Instead of saying, they ask how much, instead of saying, oh, well, it's like $5 a piece or it's $10 a piece, I find out what's important to them. I take that pause. So if you're in any kind of business, if you have a crafting business, if you cut grass, if you're a laborer or something like that, or even if you want to hire somebody to come to you, let's say that you want some yard work here done, and you want somebody to come out and give you a quote. They're going to ask you questions, all right? Well, how many trees do you need trimmed? How big is your yard? It depends on all this. And then you could say, well, use that mindfulness, that pause, and understand, well, how do you normally charge? And ask them some questions about that. How does mindfulness have to do with finances? So, you can always, when the wallet is open and, you win the lottery, you start spending your money. But let's be mindful a little bit, and let's slow down, stop, and see the big picture of really what you want to spend your money on. Now, I'm going on a vacation here tomorrow, and I want my son, who's 5 years old, well, here we go. I want to buy him some snorkeling, because we're going to go to the beach and the water's going to be nice. So I want to buy him some snorkeling equipment, and so we go through the place, the scuba shop that has all the snorkeling equipment. He's too young to dive, but he can certainly snorkel. And he starts, ooh, I want this, I want that. Now, how many people out there have had kids that say, ooh, I want this, I want that? And we have to kind of step back a little bit and say, all right, let's take a pause. All right, again, the Google document here says, be aware of the present moment. Okay, we've got shiny object syndrome here. We're in the dive shop. We see all these cool, colorful things and all these pictures of exotic stuff, but let's hold on, let's pause. And let's give ourselves a moment, a breather, and even sometimes, walk away from it. Come on, you go grocery shopping. So many people, who out there has had the shiny object syndrome where, you see something, you just got to go get it. The shiny object syndrome is spending your money, and it's just finances. If you can slow down, stop, think, do you need it, this and that. When you go grocery shopping, come on, you go on an empty stomach, that's shiny object syndrome right there. You start shopping for things and you buy that you normally wouldn't buy. Finishing up here, how to use mindfulness for health. So, two things here. I love dessert. I love cake, ice cream, all that kind of stuff. Not a big chocolate guy. But the dessert at night when I'm sitting down watching some educational YouTube videos or something like that, or even a movie, I want some of that dessert. And I've got to think of myself, all right, I know that I don't need it, but I want it. And so using mindfulness and being aware, I can think. Now, I'm a logical guy, and okay, if I eat the ice cream, I'm going to feel good right now, but later on, am I going to get out of bad health? Am I going to get out of shape and all that? And that goes right back to exercising. Yeah, I want to exercise, but when it comes to actually doing it, and I've got stuff right here in my house that I can exercise with, and I don't do it. And that's a mindfulness thing. And I've got to think to myself, okay, what is important for me? What are my goals, my health goals? Do I want to lift weights? Do I want to look a little bit more cut? Do I want to trim the body fat? Do I just want my health in better shape? All those kind of things. And I'm aware. I'm using mindfulness to be aware of what I am. Instead of serving myself the ice cream, it's ice cream time, and go getting it, I stop. Okay, wait a few more minutes, wait for another YouTube video to finish or another couple scenes in the movie, and think to myself, I know I want it, I know I don't need it, but then I make my decision. So that is really what today's video is all about. It's about using mindfulness, slowing down, and observing yourself, being aware, giving yourself a pause. So making those decisions, whether it be for personal, finance, relationships, your health, a lot of those things. Even being in the car and someone cuts you off, you don't need to honk the horn right away because you're angry. I would honk the horn right away because they're going to get hit or someone's going to get hit and you need to make them aware. But you can use mindfulness, slow down, take a small pause, and you will notice almost immediately the difference. Because if you're going to honk your horn at somebody and you've paused, then maybe 3 or 4 seconds later you won't be honking your horn. With health, with relationships, with money, with going to the store and getting food, that's going to take some practice. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, if you have any suggestions, or maybe some successes or some wins, please let us know. You can do that by commenting in the comments below there. And we'll usually get back to everyone within 24 hours. When I say we, Stan, my business partner, or myself. And we'd be more than happy to make some new videos for you. And don't forget, we have an entire series. So this one here on mindfulness is one of the series, and the playlist is up on top over here to see other videos on manifestation. So thank you guys. Have a fantastic day. Bam!
Here is another video we think you will find valuable. Highly recommend you watch it. Go there now to help manifest what you want.